Alright, so my kitchen doesn't have the best lighting. I will admit that. I can try to mitigate that a little bit. No, that light does nothing. So we're just gonna have to deal with the bad lighting. I went on a shopping trip today for groceries. This week I'm going to be making curry, Japanese curry. So I need to get some ingredients for that. I already had onions. So let's just do a little shopping haul real quick. I know I'm out of scene, but that's fine. First off, my handy dandy lactose free milk. Mushrooms, so the meat goes further. This is a pound of organic grass-fed beef. The regular meat was $8 a pound. This was $5.20. This is for today because I know I'm not cooking today, so this will last me all day. It is sirloin steak tips with gravy and mashed cauliflower. I couldn't find mashed potatoes. That's fine. Mashed cauliflower is just as good, has more fiber to it. So, like I said, this will last me all day, and will be my meal until I cook tomorrow. These cookies are expiring today, so they're $1 off. I got them just for a little sweet treat. These are my favorite grapes. I had them for $4. It's the cotton candy grapes. They smell fantastic. I got a loaf of sourdough for sandwiches and toast because I love sourdough toast in the morning. Some cherub tomatoes because they were on sale at Aldi for like $2.99, which is really good for that brand. Also, a bag of Pewdies for $2.99 at Aldi. I love these. I will probably eat a couple of these today and then save the rest of them for this week for snacks. I need to clean out my fridge too. That's something I'm going to do today. I just saw these. I thought they would be good for portion control. They were $2.99. Figured I would try them. I mean, they're Oreos. How bad could they be? Some oat milk because I want to make some chia puddings. And almond milk was like almost $6 for a carton, whereas this was like $3 for a carton. So Chick-fil-A sauce because I'm a bad gay. The star of the show, the golden curry. My Walmart has this for like $3.50, I think, and I'm really looking forward to this. I'm probably only going to use half the package for the entire week. If that's not enough, I'll make another batch without meat on Wednesday. But this should be... No, this is for a pound of beef, so this should be enough. I'll use this entire thing. I was thinking it was that big box that I can get at the Asian food store, except we don't have one of those where I live anymore. I moved from another city that had an Asian food store, and The city does not. So I'm slim pickings on my Asian cuisine. So I'm making it up as I go. And then finally, some green bananas because I like them green. Some Brussels sprouts I'm going to cut in half and roast because those are really good supplemental vegetable and they have tons of fiber. Potato for the curry. Carrots for curry and snack. I know these are organic, but they were the only ones that my Winn-Dixie had, and I had to travel like 10 miles to get to a Winn-Dixie. The Walmart that I have in my area only carries like 5-pound bags of carrots, which is fine for a family, but I'm a single person living alone. Radishes for snacks. And these were $4 for 7 kiwis. So I snagged these as well. So that's my grocery haul. I also got a few things from Aldi that aren't groceries, but I have a cap that was dirty, so I grabbed a cap mold for the washing machine. I grabbed some dryer balls so I don't have to use up dryer sheets, and I grabbed some sheets for my couch because my couch is a pull-out bed, but I haven't been using it because I haven't had any sheets for it. So I grabbed some sheets as well. I ended up spending $27 at Winn-Dixie, $72 at Aldi, and $10 at Walmart. So roughly $110 for groceries this week. Most of it, I know it's snacks. However, snacks keep me from eating big meals. And that's my main thing right now is I'm trying to do portion control, which means a lot smaller meals and a lot more snacks to make up for it. And I'm trying, except for the Oreos, which I admit are a weakness, I'm trying to keep healthy snacks, mostly fruits and vegetables. Sometimes, little applesauce packets just to supplement my meals. Also, as you can see, I eat a lot of rice. That's my main source of starch and carbs is rice. I also have like some zero net carb tortillas, and then I'll be using the sourdough because I have a weakness for sourdough. Whenever I go to Aldi, which is very, very rare because the Aldi is even further than the Winn-Dixie from me, I tend to get a loaf of sourdough, and that will last me for a few weeks. So that's my grocery haul for today. Join me later for some chores, and maybe tomorrow we will do some cooking of the curry. Let's try this again because I accidentally pressed record on photo mode. I'm sure you know that did not go great. So yesterday, instead of doing chores, I laid down for a bit to recover from going to 3 different grocery stores. I had completely exhausted myself and ended up sleeping for half the day. And then last night, instead of doing chores, I decided to get on and hang out with friends on Discord and have a little drinky drink. Not the best idea, but we're here. We made it. This lav mic is going to take a lot of getting used to because it is pressed right up against my neck. Today we have started the dishwasher. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but it has been started. It has some stuff that I need for the curry in there, and I've already hand washed a whole bunch of stuff today that needed to be washed. I I've already had breakfast. I've already had my pills. I might pop a pain pill today because my chronic pain is at a very high. I'm at an 8 or 9 today on the pain scale, and we might be taking a pain pill, but after I do the curry because it is. I don't trust myself with a knife in the curry. As you can see, I've already cut myself once this week, and that was without painkillers. We are not going to try it with. After the dishwasher runs, I'm going to take a quick shower because it's hair washing day and I feel gross and I need to get clean. After that, I'll come back and we'll cook together. But just an update on where we are and why there hasn't been a lot of content in this first video. I yeah, we're just gonna go with it. Okay, see you in a bit. Alright, so we're going to start making our curry. I don't have a lot of counter space, so we're going to be doing our chopping on the stove first, and then we'll move the pot here to start cooking. We're going to start by washing and peeling our potatoes and carrots, as well as peeling and chopping up an onion. And then I have some mushrooms that I'm going to slice up. I'm probably not going to use this entire, this is a pound. Probably not going to use this entire pound, but why am I out of breath? But we are going to use everything of all the other veggies. Found a veggie peeler. So let me get started on this and I'll be right back. Alright, so there's a big brown spot on this potato. Just going to take my knife and slice that off because it might still be good, but I don't want to take any chances. Oops. And then I'm just going to rinse some of these off and then rewrap the container. If I can get it open without tearing the plastic. There we go. I know some people say you're not supposed to rinse mushrooms, but I'm not really comfortable with just chopping them up and leaving them as they are, so we are going to rinse them. I haven't had an issue with it before. I'll come back and wrap this up once I'm done. And then a bowl to put all our veggies in once we get them chopped. So we're going to start with the potato. Try to get it to where you can see what I'm doing. And I know my knife skills aren't great, but they are workable for what I can do with my hands. You may not be able to tell, but I have really bad inflammatory arthritis, and it makes it really hard to use my hands sometimes. And with today being a high pain day, my hands are really fighting me today. But cooking must be done, so I don't really have time to complain about it. Things just need to be done. Carrot. I really need to make one of my favorite freezer meals again, which is a freezer version of beef stroganoff. And it's another meal that's really easy to make, that I can make a couple of batches of, put in the freezer, and then pretty much reheat whenever I want beef stroganoff, and it'll last me a couple of days. I just need to do some budgeting and get everything required for it, basically. Everything is getting roughly chopped because it's going to be cooked down and going to get soft anyways. So I'm not really worried about things getting undercooked or anything, or things being bite-sized. I'm mainly worried about getting things chopped. Onion is fighting me today. The stove is cleaned. I just cleaned it. Don't worry about the mushrooms. Alright, and then the mushrooms I'm just slicing up with the stems. Stems are going to get cooked anyways, so I'm not worried about woodiness. And plus, I kind of like the texture of stems, so it doesn't really bother me all that much. If you're wondering why I'm using a paper cutting board, it's just one less thing I have to clean at the end of this. One of the things I struggle with is doing my dishes. It's just a chore that takes a lot of mental energy. So the less things I actually have to clean at the end of this, the better. And plus, I can go and get another pack of these paper cutting boards from the Dollar Tree. I'm sorry I sound so breathless. It's just one of those days. I know that mushrooms aren't typically in Japanese curry. I just like a little extra protein and meatiness besides just beef. All right, so those are our veggies all cut up. Let me put these away and reset, and we will be back to start cooking. Okay, so we are going in with some 8515 ground beef. Like I said earlier, or rather yesterday for me, I don't typically go for organic grass-fed beef, but it was actually cheaper than regular ground beef. So that's what we're going to do. Before I open this, I probably should have turned on the stove. Medium high. Because there is 15% fat, I'm not going to add any oil to the pan. I'm just going to let the pot get hot. Yes, it is a little deformed on the side. This is the biggest pot I have. My mom accidentally dropped this when I moved into this apartment, and I haven't got a replacement pot yet. We're living the dream here. Meat left behind. Start breaking this up as it heats up. I don't have one of those ground beef masher thingies, so Band-Aid spatula it is. I do have to say this is ground more than my typical ground beef, so it's much more of a more consistent consistency, if that makes sense, than I'm used to. So we'll see how that goes. Starting to steam a little. Once this gets partially cooked, I will add in the veggies. But right now it's a little too red. Much sodium this is having it. Right. So we're not going to add salt because the curry mix has plenty of sodium in it. So I am going to grab a little bit of black pepper because my mom and my grandmother would kill me if they found out that I was cooking meat without any seasoning. I hate cooking on a semi-top stove so much. This is starting to cook a little, so we're going to add our veggies to it.
I'm gonna let it sit there for just a couple minutes while I go grab my caffeine. Not sponsored, but this is really good. As you can tell, this is mostly a veggie curry with some meat mixed in. That's just how I like it. Honestly, if I was doing this for cheap, I would just do veggies and then meat. But I know I need protein because I'm trying to lose weight with portion control only, and part of that is maintaining a pretty good protein intake. I'm not counting any macros or anything like that. I'm just trying to be reasonable. I'm about 300 pounds now, and I'm not happy with it. You don't have to tell me I'm fat. I know I'm fat. But I am trying to do better for myself, and part of that is cooking instead of eating out, and also doing meals that I can spread out over multiple meals, multiple days.
I think I could use a little more black pepper before I put the water in. In my family, there's no such thing as too much black pepper. I'm sure other people would disagree, but we like to cook with the good stuff. And the package says to cook the veggies and meat in oil, but because this has a higher fat content, the meat has a higher fat content than I would usually buy. I would usually buy like a 90-10, 95-5, lower fat content. This is 85-15, so I'm letting everything cook in the fat of the beef. And it's working out pretty well. All right. Looks like almost all my meat is done cooking. We don't want to dry it out yet because we're about to add water. This is 2 1/4 cup of water. Ooh, going in. I think I lost just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna stir it. Try to get everything down. Scrape the sides where everything popped up while cooking. I'm sure you can make this richer by using like beef broth or beef stock instead of water, but I'm just following the directions. Plus, beef broth is a little expensive right now. Um, so we need to bring to a boil. So I'm just going to pop this up a little bit more.
Just starting to boil. Let it get a good boil on before I put the lid on. Alright, got a good boil. Just make sure everything is mixed together. Drop that heat back down to the low medium. Drop a lid on it. And set a timer for 15 minutes. So y'all just watch that for me. And I will be back.
All right. A minute left, so let's start breaking apart the curry cubes. It smells delicious. Now it says to turn the heat off, but I still need to simmer it afterwards, so I'm just going to turn the heat on to low. And we're going to drop our curry cubes in. Should probably break these in half, but we still going? We're still going. Good.
It smells amazing. Nice rich color. Just making sure that all the cubes are fully dissolved. Alright. And now it wants to simmer for 5 more minutes. The clock is on. It's actually 1:55. So once it turns 2, 1 on that clock, it'll be done. While we're waiting for that, we can get started on our rice. Now I'm only going to make a little bit of rice because I'm not going to eat much right now. I can always make more rice later. So I'll have a cup of rice. Wash it at least 3 times. We do not want this rice starchy. Okay, maybe 4 times. For some reason, this is very starchy. There we go. That kind of makes sense. One more minute. All right. It is ready. It smells